are diving into the tangled web of secrets, lies, and murder in Yasmin Ungoes Not What She Seems. So grab your detective hats because this recap is going to get messy in the best sort of way. I'm not going to go in order. I'm just going to detail my thoughts on who might have killed Grandad and who is not what they seem. So let's get started. But oh, by the way, if you are not caught up, go ahead and hit that pause button, read the book, and then come back to the recap later. All right, so now we'll get started. So let's talk about Conrad. He is Jack's former boss, professor, ex-boyfriend, and a major snake, right? This guy has taken Jack's life story, the one that she trusted him with, and has turned it into a manuscript and has shopped it around to different publishers for a book deal that he had gotten in advance on this book deal. So when Jack finds out, she breaks into his home, kind of, sort of, not really, because she had a key. She breaks into his home and she swipes that manuscript. And I don't blame her, not one bit. What Conrad did not account for is that Jack would take the information that he had shared about himself with her, and Jack turns around and uses that information against him. All right? But, so here's my thought process on Conrad. I'm wondering if Conrad is somehow tied to Granddad's death. Like, was he trying to come up with a salacious ending to his novel and has inserted himself in the Brook Haven saga? So, I don't know. I mean, he's shady enough to do something like that. The next mystery we have is the unknown assailant. Someone goes to Granddad's house and kills him. So this is what we know. Grandad has a pacemaker and the killer used a taser. But when Grandad hears the person outside and he goes out there, he recognizes the silhouette, right? And he asks the person, had time to think about it. So that means that they've had to have some encounter, right? So why was Grandad asking that? Who was this person? And what did Grandad know that this person may not have want others to know about them? All right. So remember, Grandad is all about solving cases. He told Jack that he had two cases, one case that needed to be solved and the other case absolutely could not be solved. So what was Grandad onto, and what kind of deal was he trying to make with this unknown assailant who tased him? Let's move on to Miss Faye. Okay. Well, Miss Faye approaches Jack at her Granddad's funeral, and Jack basically wants to befriend Jack. But let's remember that Jack has bad vibes about Faye. While everybody else loves her, she's turning Murder Manor into More Manor, a nice tourist hotspot. Jack just doesn't really trust her, has bad vibes. Well, at Mr. Brody's, the Granddad's funeral, Faye tries to cozy up to Jack and say, well, let's be friends. I know what it's like to have people to think things about you that's not really true. So this brings to mind the question of, what do people think about Faye that is not true? Again, Jack gives her some major side eye because Faye tries to be Miss Prim and proper and has everything together. But what is it that people say about her that is not what she is? So after the funeral, Jack decides to stick around Brook Haven. She doesn't go back to DC. Nobody knows what happened in DC. And Mama's like, why aren't you going back? You had a job. Go back to DC. Jack decides that, she's on sabbatical. Nobody really believes her. So to appease her mother, she decides to go to Granddad's cabin to clean it up, right? And so she goes up there, and while she's up there, she begins to think about how Granddad was found, half in, half out. She's noticing that, well, the table is too far from the door for him to have been half in and half out. She notices that the whiteboard that her granddad used to, you know, try to solve these cases was half erased. And he was meticulous in erasing the board completely before starting a new case. It was half erased, and the only thing that was on the board, and it was circled, was the Colleton girls. So that was a major red flag, because who were the Colleton girls? Why was he investigating them? And she clearly sees that somebody else has erased this board. So her wheels are turning. So the next thing that happens is Jack has to take some documents to Faye at the manor to have Faye sign them for this upcoming gala that Angela, Jack's mother, and Faye are putting together. While in Faye's office, she notices Granddad's gun clock and a taser. And that starts a whole major issue, and Jack spiraling out of control. So I'm obsessed with unraveling this mystery. Faye, Conrad, who killed Grandad, who's not what they seem. So we also have to tap into Angela, Jack's mom, because I have a feeling we are about to uncover even more secrets when it comes to Miss Angela. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think Granddad knew? Who was it about? Who was behind it all? Like, who tased him? Is it Faye? Is it Conrad? Is it Angela? Who is it? Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates as we piece together this puzzle. And if you like romance novels, our next novel is written by another local author, Miss Cynthia Williams. It's titled The Secret Southern Wedding. Now, this is book 1 of a trilogy, and book 3 actually releases sometime this month in February. In this novel, we have Dr. Imani Kemp, who has returned to her hometown. She learns that her mother has become engaged to a man that she met on a dating app. And Imani is like, I don't know this man. We don't know this man. You can't marry him. So Imani's whole MO is to stop this wedding. Well, while she's trying to stop the wedding, the soon-to-be groom's son is like, no. He wants his dad to be happy. So he's trying to stop Imani from stopping the wedding. So we know what's going to happen, right? In the midst of all of this little small town drama, these two, Imani and Cyril, fall in love. But when the past comes a knocking at the door, these two have to determine how far are they willing to go for love. So if you're down for this type of novel, grab yours today from my online bookstore. Well, order it today from my online bookstore or my Amazon storefront. Both of the links are in the description. And until next time, keep reading, keep guessing, and remember, nothing is ever what it seems.